Yes people, it's Cream Slice, welcome back to the channel. And Titans got one hell of a nerf last night. I feel like it sucks right now. Like the hammer build got a nerf and it surprised us all. But guys, right, honestly, we have just created something so powerful, so destructive, and it will change the way that you play Titan this season. Like I can't even express to you that, like, I'm so hyped to bring you this build right now. I was messing around in some activities and I just created this monster. Like honestly, Titans, like, you need to be liking the hell out of this video because we need a lot more Titans running this build. Like, I could just imagine in a fire team 3 Titans running this build. It's just absolutely mental. We're creating elemental wells infinitely. We are creating war mine cells with our melees. Just explosions, ignitions everywhere. Like, and with the new changes that Bungie brought us to the solar tree with roaring flames, so now if you don't have your charged melee up and you have roaring flames procced, it counts as a charged melee, guys. It's like having bottom tree striker on the solar subclass. It's blown my mind actually. Like I can't wait to take this into the dungeon tonight. Like, it's the power behind it, guys, honestly. So do me a favor, all my OGs on the channel, let this video play out to the end and let's spread the word. Like, let's just get into it. So guys, the raw power and the pure backbone to this build is through the aspect consecration. So this is a Titan melee that you slide and you send a shockwave of solar energy on the ground, and then if you press your melee again while you are in the air, it slams down with an earthquake of solar energy everywhere and it melts everything in your path. And this is a solid melee by itself, but we can take this to a whole new level and we can pretty much have it up indefinitely all the time with the mod setup that we've got. And I can't express to you how strong this is. As you saw from the footage before, we literally melted that Lost Sector boss with one melee. So the first mod is going to be Ember of Ashes. You apply more scorch stacks to your targets. The next mod is going to be Ember of Searing. Defeating scorch targets grants melee energy. Ember of Char, your solar ignition spread scorch to affected targets. And lastly, we have Ember of Eruption. Your solar ignitions have an increased AoE effect, so you are pretty much erupting everything. And it's this artifact mod that absolutely takes all of them fragments through the roof, and that is Solar Fulmination. Your ignitions do increased damage in an increased radius. So this is what allows us to give us that extra ignition when we are slamming down with our melee. Like honestly, it's so OP. And just when you thought that this build couldn't get any better, just like the hammer build, go and get your synthoceps, because this will increase your melee just ridiculously. When you've got 3 enemies around you, you proc the perk bionic enhancements, and this is what gives you that extra melee damage. This is what enabled us to just delete the boss in the Lost Sector. You pair this with roaring flames and it's just overkill. This is where your true power lies with this build. This weapon right here just synergizes with everything. So if you get a perk with Densant on the Callous mini tool with Grave Robber, you have ignitions everywhere, and this just plays into any abilities that we have. So when you're getting ignition kills with this weapon, you are feeding into your melee, which makes us have it back even faster. Plus the eruptions with the artifact mod and everything like that just synergizes so well with this build. I do recommend getting your strength as high as you can. I know I'm one off, leave me alone. And then as you're heavy, I recommend using the tractor cannon to debuff your enemies first. So if you're going up with any mages, yellow bars, champions for that matter, they're gone, right? It's just overkill. So like I said, you can just imagine 3 titans running in a fire team with this build, creating war mine cells everywhere. Everybody's got elemental wells. You could throw on well of life for extra healing, but I'm using classy restoration, which takes this build just to the next level when it comes to healing. Like, I've got a healing grenade on as well. You can throw whatever grenade on you want. So I'll just go over the armor mods really quickly, but leave a like on the video and consider subscribing if you really enjoy this build. So starting from the class item, we have Wrath of Rasputin. Solar splash damage has a chance to create a war mine cell, which with our melee it creates war mine cells. You could spec into a war mine build if you want. It's just open for interchangeable mods, guys. We've got recuperation and we've got bountiful wells. So when we create elemental wells, we make additional wells, which feeds into our ability regen as well. And then with recuperation, when we pick up orbs of power, that will heal us. On the chest piece, we have our solar and void resistance mods along with elemental charge. So when we pick up an elemental well, we become charged with light. We're going to spend those charges of light with heavy-handed. So when you are charged with light and you use your powered melee, it will give you half of your melee back with an instance. And on the helmet, we have melee well maker. This is how we create our elemental wells, guys. And we have harmonic siphon. So with our solar weapons, we create orbs of power, which feeds into recuperation and all that good stuff. So that is a build, guys. Short and sweet. Go try it out. Peace.